What's up, Ranger Nation? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is episode number 4. Artist. Anonymous is our title. So you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just get into this episode review. So before we actually just jump into this episode, I do know that the subs for Kira Major were up last night. I have not watched it. I'm going to watch it. If I'm going to review it, what I'm probably going to end up doing is putting episode 1 and 2 together once it comes out. I hope it comes out on Monday. I pray it comes out on Monday. But let's just talk about this episode. So this episode starts out, we see Ravi, and he's on the side of a building that has graffiti on it. I'm pretty sure that was graffiti. So Ravi takes it upon himself to paint a mural. Nice mural, by the way. So then we see Commander Shaw, and she's running, getting a morning run in. Get that in. And then, she spots Ravi, and, she's like, what are you up to? And Ravi, he lies to her, telling her that, he saw some artist, doing the mural, and he chased the artist away, and now he's there to clean up the mess. But I'm sitting here looking at him, and I'm like, but Ravi, you have paint all over your hands. So how did you get paint on your hands if you chased the artist away and you're cleaning things up? You shouldn't have paint on your hands like that. Commander Shaw obviously didn't see it that way either. I'm like, okay, maybe. Nope, I can't come up with anything. So then we do see Ravi. He's back at Grid Battle Force. He's at Grid Battle Force, and he still hasn't gotten all the paint off of his hands. So Nathan still comes in, and they ask him what's going on. He says, oh, they're repainting the house. I'm like, okay. So you repainting the house, but you're at Grid Battle Force, and you're washing paint off your hands, so you couldn't wash the paint off your hands at home. Okay. Another hole in Ravi's story. So then Devin calls him and tells him, like, yo, you might want to turn on the news. So when they turn on the news, there is Zoe's mom, and she is, in front of the mural. Beautiful mural, by the way, again, like I said. And, they're like, you should come down here and take credit for your work, because we know that is your work. And, he was like, okay, you know what, I will. So then he's getting ready to leave, and, Nathan's still looking at him like, what's up? So he tells him the truth, like, so that is my painting. I did it. I'm sorry for lying to you guys. My mom, she just is not going to go for me being a painter. And I'm like, I don't, I get it. He wants to please his mom, but to the point that you're lying to your mom and your friends about painting when you obviously love to paint. Like, I think your mother would be, I know your mother might not think that that's an actual profession or something like that, but I think that she would, if she knows that you, her son, can do stuff like that, I think she would be a little bit understanding of it, maybe. I don't know. So then, Ravi, he's getting ready to leave. So he's in the basement. So we also see that Roxy and Blaze show up. And Roxy and Blaze create a Robotron out of a key. So his name is Keytron. So what he's supposed to do is he's supposed to infiltrate, he's supposed to get them into Grid Battle Force. This kind of reminded me of a scene from Lightspeed Rescue, the season premiere, Olympus Ascends. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of similar in some ways, because Olympus was supposed to infiltrate the Aqua Base, so that way the demons could get into the Aqua Base. You guys remember? He had his star power to turn him into the Rangers. I think he first started out as Kelsey, then he turned himself into Joel, Dana, and Chad. Now, even then, the makeup, like his makeup, because there's, we're not going to talk about Lightspeed Rescue, but the makeup was just bad because it was white up under their eyes. I'm like, no one realizes that there's white up under their eyes. But, neither here nor there. So, Ravi, he morphs, and he's battling with the Robotron out, and then he takes out his blaster, and a Robotron, locks up his blaster so he can't use it. So then he calls for backup, and so Nathan still show up, and they help him and then the Robotron actually retreats. Now, this week's episode, I'm gonna have to be quite honest. When it comes, actually, he didn't retreat. They followed him out, and then Zoe and Devin showed up. Now so the scene in the parking garage, it wasn't a great scene because the Sentai footage and the U.S. footage, it didn't really mesh well. It didn't match well together because the Sentai footage, you could tell that wasn't an actual parking garage, and that's my only thing. Now the scene where Nate and not Nate, but where Devin and Zoe showed up, that kind of flowed seamless. That kind of flowed together pretty well because they were on the street, so that definitely flowed a little bit better. But that garage scene, it just wasn't a good scene. It didn't flow that well to me. I don't know if I'm being nitpicky or what, but it just didn't flow that well to me. So let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So my TV did cut out on me for just a second. I really hate when my TV does this because it messed up in my room, but then it also affected my TV in my living room. So my TV lost signal for a few seconds. I don't know why it does it in my bedroom. It just does it in my room where it loses signal, and it irritates me. I can't figure out why it does it, but it loses signal. So we are in the cyber dimension. I don't know what happened. You guys have to fill that part in with me because I really don't know what happened. But in the cyber dimension, I don't know if they saw maybe the news coverage or what, but Scrozzle has made some paint that's explosive, and what he wants to do is he wants to give the people of Coral Harbor their artist. So he turns Keytron into a human that is going to go to Earth, come to our dimension and be the artist. And he's gonna, what they want to do now is they want him to paint a mural on the walls outside of Great Battle Force, so that way, the paint, they can just blow it up and they can have access into the into Great Battle Force. So, like I said, they turned the Robotron into a human, and then Evox turned himself into Mayor Daniels. So then we see Mayor Daniels, aka Evox, and he's talked to Commander Shaw about Pierre, who is the artist that allegedly did the mural, and he wants him to do a painting on the walls of Great Battle Force. So Commander Shaw's cool with it. So then Robbie shows up and she tells him like what's going on, and everyone is looking because he's saying that Pierre is saying that he's the artist, and which we all know Robbie's the artist. And Commander Shaw's like, you don't recognize him? I thought you said you saw him this morning. He said, yeah, I did, but I chased him off, and I didn't really get a good glimpse at him, but that I believe it is him. I'm like, oh, come on, Robbie, don't lie. So then the Rangers did tell Robbie, like, Robbie, why would you sit there and lie? Like, he's taking credit for your work. Don't let him do that. And Robbie's like, you know what? You guys are right. I need to tell my mom the truth. So he does go and tell Commander Shaw the truth, and she's like, so you lied to me? Basically, he lied to you. Completely lied to you. So then, so we see Keytron, him and the Tronics, they're behind them, and they throw some paint, and boom, they set it off. So Mayor Daniels and Commander Shaw, they leave. So the Rangers, they morph into action, and so Keytron locks up their transporter device, so they can't call on any of their weapons. So Evox, he returns back to the cyber dimension. He's upset that the Rangers have foiled his plan, and Skrull's like, well, you know what? Let's just send in the Gigadrone with the same technology that Gamertron had last week's episode, the Dome, so that way he can siphon off some of the Morphex energy. And we also see, that Evox shot himself up with Morphex energy. So the Rangers are able to defeat the Tronics without their weapons. And then we see Commander Shaw. She shows up and she gives Devin the blaster, and Devin destroys Keytron. So then Commander Shaw tells the Rangers that, hey, there's a Gigadrone in sector, whatever sector it was. So the Rangers go into action, and we're just gonna pause right here, and then we're gonna move forward. All right, you guys. So then, just to wrap up, so like I said, Commander Shaw told the Rangers that the Gigadrone was in whatever sector it was in, and they go to that sector. And once again, the Gigadrone is in one of those domes, siphoning off some of the Morphex energy. And when they enter the dome, some of their energy is being drained off as well. And then also is Keytron, so he locks up the Rangers' abilities to use their weapons. But ultimately, the Rangers do end up defeating Keytron. Those people upstairs get on my nerves. And then we see Commander Shaw. She's back at Grid Battle Force, and she's talking to Robbie about his, about his love for art. And he's just talking to her about it, and she's like, "Why did you lie to me?" And it's because because of her hatred or so of art. And she says, she feels bad that her not liking it made him feel that he had to lie to her about it. And he tells her, he loves it. And she says, okay, I completely 100% support you in whatever you want to do. And I figured she would say that. Just the moral of the story is you don't have to lie to people. If people don't accept the things that you like and want to do, that's on them. But don't hide what you like. Don't hide who you are from people out of fear. Be open and honest about everything in your life. So then she takes Robbie to his painting, and she wants him to put his name on it, show that he is the artist, and he does it. And then let's just close out and talk about Ben and Betty in this episode. So I like I like Ben and Betty a lot more than I did Victor and Monty. But I don't think sometimes their scenes are not necessary, and so far their scenes are not really needed, and especially in this episode they weren't really needed, to be quite honest with you guys, because now the opening scene with them where Betty was trying to take a photo of Robbie's mural, that was cool. But then they got on, Ben stepped onto onto a scooter, they went rolling, she clenched onto a light pole, he went into a hot dog stand. But then at the end of the episode, people came to help her get down with the little trampoline thing, and she fell on it, but then she bounced back on the pole, and she just kept going back and forth. And I'm like, what was the purpose of that? I didn't understand that. But you guys, that was Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Ranger Nation, let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and I will see you guys next week. Like I said, you guys, I'm going to watch Kira Major. If I feel like reviewing it, you'll get a review. If I don't, we'll probably talk about it next week, and I'm gonna do something for more phenomenal Ranger talk, and we'll just talk about it in that. So yeah, until the next video, you guys, later.